Hi, my name is Rachel Lorenz. I am a graduating senior at the University of North Georgia. I will be graduating with my bachelor's in psychology in December of 2025, and I have spent my last semester of fall 2025 interning at the University of North Georgia's Academic Advising Office as part of the psychology department's internship program. The main project that I worked on as part of my tasks and duties on this internship was to help on a project to create degree maps for future and current students who need to see a bigger picture of how to get from beginning of degree to end of the degree within a 4-year period and what that pacing would look like. And these maps were having to be created from scratch, and a lot of the very early groundwork was the work that I was placed into doing, and a lot of that also involved a lot of collaboration with the varying academic advisors and the assistant director at the Dahlonega campus of where I worked, and to make sure that all of the pieces that were in my responsibility were making it onto the map, and that the map was being kept up to date with edits as things morphed and changed throughout the project. The other big responsibility and task I had was to observe and learn. I was able to sit in on academic advisor meetings with students and watch them take place. And after they would finish, I would then ask questions, understand, learn why different things would be said in different ways, why things weren't done a different way, or why things would be done one way for one type of degree, but a different way for a completely different degree. And learning those intricacies that can only really be learned by being on the job and observing. And that was probably one of the biggest pros of getting to do this, is that real hands-on approach. And I was very grateful to be part of a great team that was supportive and encouraging. Not only did every single member of that staff stop at least once to help encourage me or to give me their advice and feedback, let me sit in on their appointments, but a lot of them also helped me to see both all sides of what a job in their career field would look like, all sides of what it would look like to live the life of having that job. And for me, that was probably the most hands-on valuable experience that I could have gotten. As for the only downfalls of this position, because of the high-stakes nature of academic advising, if you are to make a mistake at an academic advising appointment, you could be breaking somebody's educational and career collegiate experience. And they just can't afford the liability risk of letting an intern do that kind of an advisement. And so I was not able to interact directly with the other students, but I was able to be warned and prepared for that going into the internship. And the observations I was able to do were valuable in and of themselves, even without doing and advising myself. For any student who is looking and considering trying to intern within the academic advising office, I would say that the best key critical skills that you need to go into this is you have to be able to enjoy puzzles, and you have to have a strong communication and problem solving skills. Everything within that department is done as a team. Everything within that department has new problems at every corner. No two problems ever get solved the same way twice, because just as everybody in this world is different, so too are the problems that everybody faces. And it really takes that out-of-the-box thinking to really get to a place where you can solve the problems in ways that can be the best beneficial for the situation at hand, and understanding that just because that worked once doesn't mean it's going to work twice. And that collaborative communication method it is key to helping with that process. Overall, and I am so glad that I did this internship and that I worked within that office. And I would highly recommend anybody who is interested in looking into an internship to do the same, to help get their foot in the door and understand what it is that they're looking at doing for the rest of their career. Thank you.